All right, guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice Lego review. Today we have set 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, otherwise known as the Marauder, with 969 pieces. This set came out in 2021. This is off of the Bad Batch series. As we can see in the bottom right, we have all of our minifigures, and in the top right, we have the minifigures kind of symbolizing which show it belongs to. Not much else to say with this. This is just one of two Bad Batch sets that have come out. Basic artwork on the front. We'll go right quick to the back now. All right, the back, there's not a whole lot else to talk about. We just do kind of see the play functions with all the different pictures here. And then as well as all the minifigures kind of displayed in different ways, pretty much without their helmets. If they have hair pieces, then with those. And just the ship kind of opened and showing the different accessories. That's all. Pretty basic back box artwork. All right, the first minifigure we have is Tech, and without giving too many spoilers to Season 2, he's obviously a very important character that I don't know if LEGO is going to be making anytime soon, but who knows for sure. I think this is probably the best minifigure out of this set. It seems like he got the most detail. The helmet is amazing. The head printing is amazing. Body and leg printing is absolutely amazing. If we go here and look at this side of it, there's no arm printing. But the rest of this minifigure is just amazing that it doesn't need anything like that. It's amazing. It's an amazing minifigure. If you go here and look at the back, there's a little backpack it comes with, like an accessory backpack. It's brick built. It's kind of supposed to give the look as like an antenna because he's obviously the tech guy, hence his name. And then the actual head printing with the goggles and the just normal face without the goggles, we don't see too many times. And then he does come with a hair piece as well. A really great minifigure altogether. The next minifigure we get is Hunter, the quote-unquote leader of the Bad Batch, a fairly important character. The body and head printing is pretty basic, nothing crazy amazing. The helmet is just a normal clone helmet with the skull markings there. Nothing crazy unique with that, though. And then the back, nothing crazy unique either, no accessories or anything. And his head is pretty great. We do see the tattoo and bandana printing there. I think looks really great. And the back, just a little bit more emotion to kind of give it that extra oomph. And then he does come with a hairpiece, the only other minifigure besides Tech to come with a hairpiece. Overall, a really great minifigure. Then we have Wrecker. This is a fan favorite character in the Bad Batch TV show, the big funny guy, obviously. All around a pretty good minifigure, I'd say. The printing on the torso, legs is pretty strong. Even on the shoulder pads here, I think they did the extra mile and put some detailing on it. And I think the shoulder pads made it look bigger, which is great. And the helmet printing isn't bad. I don't know if the helmet selection is the best. I don't know if that's just all they had to deal with, but it's all right. It's a happy medium for me. And then the head printing is pretty great. It's standard, but I think it's awesome. And then without the armor, it's pretty basic. Nothing crazy underneath and nothing crazy on the back. All around a strong minifigure, I'd say. And then we have Echo. This is obviously a fan favorite from both Bad Batch and the Clone Wars. However, the first big problem is this printed skirt. It should be an actual cloth skirt. I am not a fan when LEGO does that. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this minifigure alone for me. The rest of the printing is pretty great. We have that Bad Batch skull, the visor printing, and the helmet printing is amazing. It is just a standard helmet, but I no harm done with that one. I think it fits fine with this. And then the other big thing is the arm. I know it's supposed to be a screwdriver arm, but I think they could have molded it. I think they should have molded it. Echo is a character we're going to see again and again. I think they should have made a molded arm for that screwdriver arm. I don't like just the printing. And the back, there's nothing crazy else unique. No backpack or anything like that. And the helmet, or the head, sorry, pretty basic. I think it works. I think it's what we're expecting, standard stuff, but all together it looks pretty strong. All around, this is probably the weakest of the Bad Batch characters in minifigure form. Not bad, I wouldn't say, though. Just not great. And the last minifigure we have is Crosshair. This is the quote-unquote antagonist version, the all-black version. He's not with the Bad Batch. He's against them. The all black looks very sleek. The leg printing and the torso printing is on point. It's very basic looking, but I just think it's just very, very sharp. And then it's a normal clone helmet, but with that green visor, I just think it looks very sleek and sharp. He does come with his sniper, as he is Crosshair. He's the quote unquote sniper of the group. And overall, he might not be crazy, but I think it's just very sleek looking in general. And then on the back, there is no accessory or backpack. I think he should have one, but he doesn't. Just good back printing, though. And then the head printing, it's pretty basic, but I think they at least gave him the right detail. He is missing a hairpiece. I think he should have some sort of hairpiece because he's not technically bald in the shell. It's a kind of a nitty picky thing, but I would prefer a hairpiece. But overall, a great minifigure. And lastly, we have the Gonk Droid. It's not technically a minifigure, but it is at the same time. This is the Gonk Droid that we see in the Bad Batch show throughout on the Marauder. So it's kind of fitting it's in this set. Nothing else much on this, just basic stuff all around on the back and the side. No markings or printing or anything like that throughout it. Overall, it's a good addition. And the first build we have is the Bark Speeder, the quote-unquote antagonist build of the set. This Bark Speeder is pretty much identical to the one that we saw from the 501st Battle Pack in 2021, just different coloring is all. It's a pretty strong build. You get the stud shooters there in the front with the guiding wings there in the front as well. It's nothing we haven't seen. We've seen this build multiple times as LEGO Star Wars has gone on through the years. Just a different color scheme is all. Overall, a pretty good Bark Speeder. Then we have our next build. It's another speeder. This is supposed to be the protagonist speeder of the set. It's an overall unique looking speeder in both the color scheme and the build overall. I actually really like the coloring. Then we have these wing guider panels. I think they're just a nice little addition to it. Overall, it's a pretty good build. If we go ahead and spin it here on the back, you can go ahead and see the other gun holster. Just a little small speeder, nothing crazy unique, but it is unique that I don't think I've seen one like this in a while. It's a nice addition to the set, but I think it takes away from the main build, as we'll talk about later on. All right, and for the main build, it's a great ship. I love Marauder, but I do think this ship is undersized. As we get to the interior here in a second, you'll see it's just really small. However, aesthetically, I think it looks pretty good. They went the extra mile for the printing and the paneling all together. I think looks really strong, especially the front. I know it just looks accurate to me, visually at least. And then the actual visor piece up here in the front, I love that they actually printed it and not a sticker, because most of the time they'll just do a sticker. So I love that. And then the actual panels, I love when they do like these Technic-key pieces instead of like a flimsy piece. I don't know the exact words, but if you know, you know. And I just think it's more sturdy. And they can bend down all the way. You don't have to worry about it not looking symmetrical or closing something or before you can open something. And they also go all the way down, all the way up. You can 360 these wings. It's awesome. I love the wings. I think the wings are actually the best part about this build. And for the interior here, we'll open up the front. You can partially open it up before you open up the back, but they are connected there. You just pull it open. There's no latch, no nothing. It's actually kind of loose, which I don't like. But as we look here in the front, you can see there's some pretty good stickering and paneling. The coloring, I think, is pretty great, but it's small. Not a lot of space in between seats or anything like that. And then the back here is pretty tight as well. You do kind of have this little thing you can open up and close. You can fit things in there. I'll grab a hair piece real quick. It does close with ease. You can fit like 2 or 3 hair pieces and a pistol in there. It stores it pretty nice. It's a nice little addition for sure. And you can fit all the minifigures in here, but as you can see, this is a very tight squeeze. I mean, you got to put the bigger guys in the back. They won't fit together in the front. And you can just see how tight and close they are. They can't have their guns. They can't have their hairs in their helmets. Everything's going to be stored super tightly. It kind of reminds me of the Imperial Shuttle that came out in 2021 as well. Just a very tight squeeze inside. Aesthetically, it's a great looking ship, but just inside, it's just a tight squeeze for the minifigures, which it's a play set. So you would like a little bit more play functions and accessibility in the interior for sure. And then you can go ahead, close it, no problem. At least they don't have to worry about that. And for the back, I think this is another aesthetically pleasing part of the ship. You've got these thrusters that open and close if I can open it. But they do look really good. You can open and close both of them, so it looks like they're boosting away. And then you have like these micro gunners here in the back. They don't do anything. They're just more for aesthetics, but it's a nice addition for sure. All the lighting and coloring is great back here. And then the ship is relatively sturdy. It's a little bit flimsy, but the wings and all the big parts stay intact for the most part. There you guys have it. Overall, not a bad set. Maybe not a great set. The minifigures definitely carry this one for me. And like we said, with the final season of Bad Batch just around the corner, it's very unlikely Lego's going to make a lot more or any more of these Bad Batch characters again. I'm sure we'll see at least one or two of them one more time, but I doubt we'll ever see all 4 or 5 of these in a set together again. And while this came out in 2021 for $100, I think if you can still find this at a relatively price point, I would recommend getting it just for those minifigures. The build isn't nothing to die over, but overall, it's not a bad set. I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys agree, disagree, what you think of the set overall, and if you guys are excited for the final season of Bad Batch coming out February 21st. With that, we hope you guys did enjoy this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.